Welcome to this Tutor to You Introduction to Sociology topic video on feminism. Feminism is one of the key sociological theories that students will encounter on sociology courses. But what exactly is feminism? Feminism is concerned with the economic, social and legal equality of the sexes and examines issues across the gender spectrum in order to tackle inequalities between different genders. Nominally, feminism is a structural theory, although some more recent feminist approaches have adopted a post-structural stance and look at the impacts of inequality on different groups. As it is focused on inequality, it is also a conflict theory that suggests that there are conflicts between different genders in society. Many branches of feminism suggest that this conflict is between males and females, and that society is structured in such a way that it benefits males, that it has a patriarchal structure. In this video, we're going to introduce some of the different forms of feminism, but first, we'll explain the evolution of feminism. Sociologists often refer to the different waves of feminism and how they've advanced gender equality in society. First wave feminism is often associated with the suffragette movement of the early 20th century, but actually began far earlier, with its roots firmly in the latter part of the 18th century. Writers such as Mary Wollstonecraft and later activists such as Harriet Martineau highlighted gender inequality, with Martineau often being credited as having produced one of the earliest sociological studies with her insight into the conditions faced by women in the USA in the 1830s. First wave feminism culminated with women gaining universal suffrage in 1928 in the UK, with the Representation of the People Act, whereby women gained the same voting rights as males. It was only 10 years earlier in 1918, only selected women, those over the age of 30 compared to males at 21, had the right to vote and stand for Parliament. Second wave feminism is the term given to feminism in the period following World War II, as women fought for legal, economic and social equality, particularly given their sacrifices and involvement in the war effort. With many women employed in roles outside of the home during the war efforts, there was a growing dissatisfaction when women were expected to return to being wives and mothers, and this led to the establishment of many organisations and publications that promoted greater gender equality. This period saw the growth of the women's liberation movement that challenged assumptions over the role of women as merely being wives and mothers, and fought to secure greater control over women's reproductive rights, their ability to control when they have children. The legalisation of abortion and the availability of contraception on prescription, coupled with changes to divorce and employment, provided women with more opportunities in society. These changes were driven by a wide range of feminist authors, philosophers and sociologists, including French philosopher Simone de Beauvoir and American writer Gloria Steinem, whose magazine Ms. was influential in promoting social changes in the late 1960s and early 1970s. However, many felt that second wave feminism has not tackled the extent of women's inequality and was largely focused on Western middle-class white women. Third wave feminism developed from the failings of second wave feminism to recognise the different levels of exploitation women face based upon their other social characteristics, such as race, sexuality, social class, disability and geographical location. Third wave feminism sought to address issues of intersectionality in society, the idea that women will face different challenges based upon their social characteristics. For example, whilst white middle-class women may face oppression from men, a black working-class woman will face oppression based upon her class, her gender and her ethnicity, and therefore a one-size-fits-all approach to feminism is not good enough. Some of the key figures in third wave feminism include writer and activist Bell Hooks, sociologist Heidi Mirza and legal scholar and activist Kimberly Crenshaw, amongst many others. More recently, feminism has undergone a digital revolution, which some refer to as #feminism. This examines a broad range of contemporary issues associated with gender. It utilises social media networks to highlight injustices in modern society, and can be seen through campaigns such as the Me Too campaign that tackled sexual assault against women and men in Hollywood, and Laura Bates' Everyday Sexism campaign. Within each of these waves of feminism, there have been different approaches to how equality can be gained, and so it's useful to understand some of the key approaches to feminism when starting a sociology course. Liberal feminism is often associated with the second wave of feminism and is largely concerned with using the legal system to reform society in order to promote gender equality. Liberal feminists have used pressure groups in order to enact changes through the legal system, such as legalising abortion, making sexual discrimination illegal, and ensuring that gender equality was enshrined in law through the 2010 Equality Act. One of the key sociological figures associated with liberal feminism is Anne Oakley, whose work on the family is a key part of many sociology courses. Marxist feminism is another branch of feminism, but one that suggests that women are not only exploited by males, but also by the capitalist system. It focuses on the amounts of unpaid labour that women perform in society, and how when in paid employment, women are often exploited for lower wages. For example, caring professions, which are often dominated by women, are paid less than traditional male occupations. They also focus on the gender pay gap in employment, which currently stands at around 8% in the UK, which means on average males are paid 8% more than females across all jobs. One of the key sociologists we encounter when looking at Marxist feminism is Fran Ansley, who examined the role of women in the family and how they absorb the anger of their frustrated husbands, who are also exploited by capitalism. A third form of feminism which gained prominence in the 1970s was radical feminism. As the name suggests, radical feminists believe that society is structured to benefit males, and that this is so ingrained into social norms and values that radical or revolutionary change is required. As opposed to liberal feminists who use the existing social structure to push for change, radical feminists argue that social systems as they stand will not allow change to happen, and so should be replaced with more equal systems. Some radical feminists argue that men's power over women is reinforced through their physical dominance over women, and that males use this power in order to control women. A key sociologist in this area is Shulamith Firestone, who suggested that women's physical dependence upon others during periods such as pregnancy, childbirth and menstruation put them at a disadvantage in society. A final form of feminism to consider is that of intersectional feminism, which is often linked to third wave feminism and addresses the different experiences of women across the social spectrum. Intersectionality refers to the way in which individual experiences can differ based upon their social class, their gender, their ethnicity, sexuality and geographical location, and is a key concept in contemporary society, and one that suggests that people cannot be judged based upon one social characteristic alone. Intersectional feminism develops as a criticism, largely of liberal feminism, for ignoring the experiences of women of colour, working class women, the LGBTQ community, and women outside of the Western world. One of the key figures in this movement is author and activist Bell Hooks. That concludes this Chooses to You Intro to Sociology topic video looking at feminism. Thanks for watching.